Here we have an ASUS ROG Zephyrus model GU502 laptop that came in for repair. We already disassembled the board right here. And let's read what the customer wrote. Referral source, YouTube video, description. Used working laptop, last time was working fine, then not turned on or charged. Nice and simple, straight to the point. Let's go to our microscope without wasting any time. We're gonna find the charging port, which is right here. And we're gonna measure at the current sense resistor or the drain of the second MOSFET for the short circuit. Usually we see that a lot on ASUS laptops. Measure at the current sense in diode mode. Of course, we have to have the multimeter on first. And we do not have a short circuit. So what do we do after this? Where do we go? Let's start with quick visual inspection. We want to inspect for possibly liquid damage, corrosion, liquid metal damage, knocked off component, blown component, burnt component, anything that stands out as being faulty. And then after we're done, we'll go under the thermal camera, plug the cable in, and see if anything stands out, if the board has any signs of life. We can skip the visual inspection and go straight to the thermal camera, but it only takes us a minute to inspect the board, so why not? Inspect the PCH, make sure it's not cracked or blown. And this side of the board looks good, visually. Okay, so nothing obvious. And you see how long it took to visually inspect the board? A minute. Why not do it? Now we're gonna plug the charging cable in, but before I do so, let me get the thermal camera ready because we're gonna inspect the board under a thermal camera. And like I said, we wanna see if the board has any signs of life. Right now, based on my findings, no short circuit, and visually the board looks good. That's where it starts to get a bit tricky. Right, so if we go here, I'm gonna plug the charging cable. Charging cable is plugged in. And do we see anything obvious? Charging cable is plugged in, and look at this. We have something obvious right here, but it looks like heat is coming from back of the board because heat is diffused. Flip the board. And I'm right. Okay, so this is the chip that is getting hot, and that's likely the 3.3 volt, 5 volt chip, the 1285 chip. Okay, so let's go under the microscope, and the chip is right here. Now, before I disconnect the charging cable, let's do a quick measurement. I memorized that chip by heart. We're gonna measure a couple of pins in voltage mode because we have the charging cable plugged in. So we're gonna measure pin number 3, which should be 3.3 volts. We're gonna measure pin number 12, which should be 19 volts. We're gonna measure pin number 13, which should be 5 volts. And we're going to also measure enable, which is the last pin here. So let's take it one step at a time. What do we have for 3.3 volts? Look at this. We have 2.3 volts. We do not have 3.3, but we have 2.3. Okay. Look, 2.3 volts instead of 3.3. So right off the bat, we see a problem. If we do not have 3.3 volts, it's very likely that we're not going to have 5 volts. 3.3 volts powers on the Super I/O chip, and afterwards the 5 volts powers on. Let's check our enable. Our enable, we have 2 volts. And if we measure here, we have 20 volts. And if we measure here, we do not have 5 volts. So right now we are missing 5 volts because there's an issue with 3.3 volts communicating directly with Super I/O. Unplug the charging cable. So what is wrong? Is it the chip itself? Or is it a short circuit somewhere around the chip? Or is it the Super I/O chip? Most likely the Super I/O chip. Most likely. But replacing the Super I/O chip on ASUS laptops is a nightmare. Why is it a nightmare? It's not a nightmare because we need to reball a new chip. It's a nightmare because you have to reprogram that chip. And that's where MSI laptops stand out. On MSI, I can buy an empty new chip. I solder it on the board and the chip will program itself from BIOS. That's not the case for ASUS laptops. If I put an empty chip, the laptop will not power on. If I remove a chip, the same model chip from another ASUS laptop, it's not going to work unless we have exactly the same model board. Then it should work. And that's based on my experience working on ASUS laptops. We should have a similar donor in the shop. I'm going to have to look at the list of donors that we have. But we want to make sure the problem is the Super I/O chip. How can we tell if the problem is the Super I/O chip? Let's go back under the microscope. Meter and diode mode. And I want to check if we have a short circuit anywhere around the chip. And we do not. You can see one of the probes is thick and one is narrow. I'm using it for a different purpose. And it looks like we have a short circuit on the 5-volt line. That's interesting. A short circuit on the 5-volt line. What does that mean? 2.4 volts on 3.3 pin, and we have a short circuit on the 5-volt line. Is the Super I/O chip responsible? Before I thought that it's the Super I/O chip, but the fact that we have a short circuit on the 5-volt line, then Super I/O is not the problem. That's a good thing because we do not have to worry about getting exactly the same Super I/O chip to solder it on the board or programming a new Super I/O chip. Where is the short circuit coming from? It could be the chip itself, 1285A chip. Or it could be something else. What is the easiest way to find out where the short is coming from? We can inject voltage, and then we can monitor the board under a thermal camera and see what gets hot. That should tell us where the short is coming from. So we're almost there. It's just a multiple step process to figure out the issue, but we're almost there. We're making good progress. Let's switch to the thermal camera. And we're going to inject voltage at the 5-volt pin. And what is getting hot? The chip itself. Look at this. I'm injecting voltage at the 5-volt pin, which is this via between the chip and the capacitor. And the chip itself is getting hot. So the chip is the problem. The 1285 chip is the problem. We got it. What more do you want? We got it. Let's remove the chip. The chip is out. Let's prep the pads. Grab another chip, solder it on the board, and better than factory, right? The laptop should work. Okay, so the chip wanna play games. We are the kings of playing games. We have a lot of solder in the middle, but that's okay. We're gonna teach those solder balls a lesson. Okay. Now we're gonna squeeze out their guts so they do not do it again. How else are you gonna teach them a lesson? It has to be painful. If your traffic ticket is so cheap, then you will likely do it again because it doesn't hurt you. But when you pay a lot for that ticket, for that traffic ticket, and then you have points, and then you have school, and then your insurance goes up, then you think 100 times before making that illegal left turn. That's the only way humans learn, because we live in a jungle. All right, and we are done. All we have to do is measure. We're gonna plug the charging cable in, and hopefully nothing is gonna blow up. And we're gonna measure our 3.3 volt line, our 5 volt line. If we have them, then great news, the job is done. So plug the charging cable in. We do not see any sparks, we do not see any explosions. And now let's measure our 3.3 volts. We're gonna measure here. How much do we have? Yes, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Let me show it to you on camera. Because a lot of people want to see the multimeter on the screen. And I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You have to trust what I tell you. If you do not trust what I tell you, why are you watching, right? So I'm going to be a nice guy and show it to you on the multimeter right here. And let's measure. You know what? Let's do something fancy, okay? Let's do this. And we're going to measure 3.3 volts, okay? So if you measure here, 3.3 volts. And if we measure our 5 volt line, we have to move the board a bit down. And we're going to measure right here. Do we have 5 volts? And we have 5 volts. Are you kidding me? We're done. How many of you had doubts that we were going to fix this board based on the initial issue? We are done. I'm going to put the board on Big Boss's bench. He's out for the day. He'll reassemble and test tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll do something else in the next video.
When the signal starts to fade away and the logic's gone